It's been years since we got to enjoy a brand new Naruto game. And earlier this year, we were shocked to learn that Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections was coming out. In fact, it came out yesterday. At first, this game just seemed like a remaster of 4, but as more trailers came out, we got to see it was truly a sequel. I've been a big Storm fan. I was even in a tournament for it when I was younger. One of my favorite things about the game was the boss battles. These elevated Naruto to a different sphere. Truly incredible what CC2 has done with it. Now, as the manga purist I am, the manga is always the best way to go when getting into a series, with some exceptions here and there. But what adaptation was better, the anime or the game? I'm going to go through each boss fight in the series and vote on what did it better. If you're new here, my name is Yuno and now you know. If you enjoyed this video at any point, leaving a like would be appreciated. If you want to see more, check out the channel, and if you like what you see, kick back, stay a while, and hit the subscribe button. Now, on to the video. So it's going to go like this. Whatever I vote gets 1 point. If it's a tie, they'll both get a half point. Easy? Easy. Cool. Naruto versus Gamabuta. This wasn't really a fight to begin with. I'll be the first to tell you that the summoning battles sucked in Storm 1. They were my least favorite part of the game. This felt very limited to what I was used to playing in these battles. This was barely a fight in the anime to begin with, but anything is better than those boss fights, so I'll give the point to the anime. Naruto versus Shukaku. Most of the fights in Storm 1 were just summoning battles, but the anime really drove it deep. This was a pivotal moment in the series. With that being said, the anime was much better. The 3 Sannin battle. This was definitely the strongest presentation out of the boss battles in Storm 1. This was a great use of Jiraiya as a support as well. But I still believe the anime did a much better job. Naruto versus Sasuke. This felt like a regular fight, so I'm gonna be honest, anime wins. So Storm 1 got swept by the anime. Now we're on to Storm 2, where CC2 starts showing off their skills. First fight we had was the Kakashi versus Naruto and Sakura fight. For an opening of the game, this was a banger. This boss fight made it truly feel like Naruto and Sakura trained hard during their break. This was such a fast-paced adrenaline ride. In the anime, it was just meh. So, point goes to the game. Next is Deidara versus Gaara. This was a switch up from a normal style to a third-person shooter hybrid. This was an action-packed fight in the game, and I love playing it over and over again. In the anime, it was very analytical, and I enjoyed that side. Deidara was extremely smart, playing chess throughout the whole fight. Personally, this gets a tie. Sakura and Chiyo versus Sasori. The game did very well bringing phases into this fight. However, I have to give this fight to the anime. This was the best fight in the arc, and I think they just executed it a lot better. Naruto vs Orochimaru. The fight where we see Naruto push beyond his limit. The game didn't have to go as crazy as they did with this fight. This was a fun and very different from the other fights we played in the game so far, being another third-person shooter. With that being said, there's not much replay value in this. Also, I think the anime gave us a more intensity in this fight. Also in the anime, this seemed to be a bit more even. So, I'm gonna give it to the anime. Naruto versus Sasuke. I remember this moment in the new Team 7 meeting up with Sasuke and Naruto Shippuden. Sasuke completely washes the team, even going as far as to nearly ending the series. Sasuke put fear in my heart. This game made the fight a lot more even. I really appreciate what CC2 did with this fight. Instead of seeing Naruto get washed, it felt like Naruto and Sasuke were even. Because each adaptation had a different point of view, I'm gonna give this a tie. Sasuke vs Deidara. This is actually one of my favorite fights in the series of Naruto. Sasuke was playing chess throughout the whole fight. In the game, it was just an awakening fight, so the anime clearly wins. Naruto vs Kakuzu. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot this was a fight in the anime. I think the highlight for me was Kakashi vs Hidan and Kakuzu, but since that wasn't the boss battle, we had to base it on Naruto vs Kakuzu. Naruto and Kakuzu in the game was a lot better. Sasuke vs Itachi. This fight was certainly one of the coolest in the game. Having a moment in the game where they go into a kunai clash was amazing, and I loved those moments every single time they were shown off. I think this is the perfect showcase of how frightening the Susanoo was. The anime showcased the genius that Sasuke has put into this fight. It also gave this fight a lot more tension of Sasuke losing the Sharingan. My preferred way of experiencing this fight is through the anime. Jiraiya vs Pain. In the game, this fight was rather simple. I love the fact that we were able to fight in Sage Mode throughout the whole fight. Other than that, nothing truly exciting for me. The anime had major highlights, such as showing Jiraiya awaiting his Sage Mode while fighting the summonings. And of course, the iconic moment of him passing on. The anime to me seemed to be more dreadful as seeing Pain annihilate Jiraiya. However, the game did show a bit of hopefulness for me. All in all, the anime does it for me a lot better. Naruto vs Pain. The last fight in the game needed to go out with a bang, and it sure did. It definitely did. Now this fight started off as a tie for me, but then I went back, I remember that one episode with the interesting animation, and if it wasn't for that, I would have given it to the anime. But the game had a beautiful execution of this fight, making everything you went through in this game worth it. My vote goes to the game. Next up, we're going to the next main game in the series, titled Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. And starting off the game, we have Minato versus the Masked Man. I'll say this right off the bat, I was excited to play as Minato, but it felt nothing more than just a simple fight. The anime had so much emotion, so much tension driving behind this elevated fight. So I'm gonna go with the anime. The third Hokage versus the Nine Tails. This was one of the most dynamic fights we've seen in the series. Jumping from building to building, fighting a kaiju-sized opponent, all while commanding ninjas in the Leaf. That was so much fun. I love how we saw the different clans in the Leaf and they all got their shine. In the anime, this was barely a fight, so the clear winner is the game. Sasuke versus the Kages. Once again, we got to control Sasuke in the hack and slash mode that was fun to go through, but other than that, this really did nothing special. The anime gave us the tactical side of everything. Raikage and the support units working as a team to create combos to stop out Sasuke, and everything leveling up. As Gaara entered the fight, as Mei entered the fight, this truly leveled up for me. My vote goes to the anime. Naruto versus Sasuke. CC2 sure knows how to make an emotional fight, and this was nothing short of that. I love how they flashed back into the previous version of the boss battle, just like they did with Storm 2. The quick time scenes were absolutely divine. The anime wasn't as action-packed as this, but I'll tell you that episode was magnificent. But I cannot deny that the game fight cannot be topped. Naruto vs the Nine Tails. The giant fights in this game were absolutely fun, and I didn't expect to have that much fun with them in this. They were more lively than the ones we had before. Also, we have Kushina as support, and that was a nice touch. In the anime, this was just as good to me. So, my vote is a tie. The Shinobi Alliance versus the Seven Swordsmen. This was another hack and slash moment in the game, and I thought it was really a nice moment to see the swordsmen in action, because I felt like we never seen them in action in the anime. They were built up so high, and it just ended up being pretty disappointing. The only thing that makes up for them both was Kakashi versus Zabuza, and honestly, the game had done that better for me. Choji versus the Ghetto Statue. The giant fight was a nice touch in the game, but I honestly feel like the anime did it better. The Kages versus Madara. This game made this fight insane. The highlight for me was the Kages on the sand flying across the sky fighting the Susanoo. My only critique is that I wish we played as some of the other Kages along with Tsunade. However, unlike the game, the anime made it seem like the Kages barely had a fighting chance against Madara. Overall, I had more fun with the game. Naruto and B versus the Tailed Beast. First of all, why was this so hard? It had no reason being this hard at all. Personally, the anime did it better. Better fights, better emotion, and leveling up the stakes. The game was just better at stressing me out. Naruto versus Tobi. In the anime, I remember this being a very simple fight, but my lord, the game took this battle and turned it all the way up. Being the last fight in the game, CC2 of course had to make sure all the emotions, all the intensity was there. So the point goes to the game. Sasuke and Itachi versus Kabuto. Now this fight was featured on Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 full bursts. And I'll be honest, this fight was better in the manga. I didn't care for any adaptation of this fight. While the game did showcase the power of Izanami better, the anime showcased the hopelessness that Kabuto faced. One offered something better that the other didn't, so I'll give this a tie. And now, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, regarded as the apex of the series. It was all or nothing for CC2, and they had no choice but to give us their all because the anime had yet to air its final moments of Naruto. so this game had to set the bar. First up, Madara vs Hashirama. The fight was cool in the anime, but to me it lacked the spectacle. Not saying that the anime was trash at it, I just expected a lot more from the fathers of the shinobi world. The game, however, brought that to me, so a point goes to the game. Kakashi and Obito vs the Rock Ninja. Kakashi Gaiden arc was finally covered in the game, and this was the best game to do in it. Given everything that was going on in the rest of the game, this was the perfect place to put it. The anime gave us a well choreographed fight, and the game gave us a quick time event that was fantastic, so a point goes to the game. Obito vs the Mist Ninja. This was the most brutal moment in the series. Obito slaughtered the Mist Ninja. In all honesty, both anime and game gave me moments that were truly incredible, that I was shocked at seeing and shocked at playing. This gets a tie. The Allied Shinobi Forces versus the Ten Tails. The anime main job was to show the power of the Ten Tails, and the power difference between the Ten Tails and the other tail beasts. The overpowered beast was barely phased at all. Not only did the anime did this, but the game have as well. My point will ultimately go to the anime strictly because I feel like the emotion set in stone here was amazing. The close call before the Shinobi Alliance appeared, Neji's death, all of this was just a step better than the anime. Team 7 versus the Ten Tails. This isn't even fair. The game truly surpassed the anime in every way possible. The only thing I think the anime gives us is that it didn't make us feel that Team 7 was the only ones in this fight. We had all the Shinobi giving their all. So, easy point to the game. Naruto, Sasuke, and the Hokages versus Six Paths Obito. So, the game was a bit slower than the anime for this fight. Personally, I believe the anime pacing was leagues better, while also having phases. Obito being a mindless beast fighting, Minato finding out it was Obito all along, the Kages realizing they weren't able to regenerate when hit with the orbs, Naruto finding out Sage Mode was what will work against Obito. The whole strategy in the fight makes it for me. And the quick time event was masterfully done, but the point goes to the anime. Madara versus Might Guy. Who wasn't excited seeing Might Guy charging to Madara with his 8 gates all open? Since the Rock Lee fight in part 1, I wanted to see him go all out. The game translated this so well. Having us play as Might Guy, and every punch that Might Guy sent out felt super impactful, the screen shaking as he threw each one. The anime put a little bit of fear in Madara in some scenes, but I'm gonna give a point to both. Naruto and Sasuke versus Madara. Sasuke and Naruto comes back with power-ups from the 6-stage pass, and with this power-up, you knew things were gonna get serious. But my lord, the game literally took this fight and won the Sora's wrath on it. The segment of them flying in the sky with the perfect Susanoo was a spectacle. In the last clash, the tail beast bomb fused with a Matsuratsu, insane. The point goes to the game. Team 7 versus Kayuga. So in both anime and game I was a bit disappointed because I feel like Madara should have been the last villain in the series. But I'm not going to hold that against him. The anime had cool moments, but the game made the encounter a lot better, so a point goes to the game. And the last fight in the series, Naruto versus Sasuke. This was a super important fight in the series. Everything in the series built up to this. Now the game was the first adaptation of this fight, so there was a lot riding on it. They definitely gave us a fight worth it. It was truly incredible. They even did their signature flashback into previous fights on the series move. It was going to take a lot for the anime to top it, and yet somehow they did. One of the best fights in the series. Naruto and Sasuke pulled everything they had from their arsenal, even the return of the Kirin. The hopeless struggle of them fighting at the end. No chakra, no music, just hands. Incredible. Right down to the final clash of Chidori and Rasengan. The point goes to the anime. And tallying up all scores, the anime is the clear winner. Now both adaptations are a great way of getting the story. If you want a quick bite-sized information that will give you the cliff notes of what you need to know, the game is perfect for that. However, the anime gives you details that the game didn't, such as the planning of the fights, the strategy, the character arcs, etc. For those who have played the game and watched the anime, what do you prefer? Let me know in the comment section below. I might talk more about the Storm series in the future, or more anime games in general. If you want to see that, feel free to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those videos. And until then, you know where to find you now.